Hey guys, at every single poker table, there is one player that the entire room hates. He does things that, aren't exactly good etiquette. There are a lot of things that fall into that category. But the two biggest things you should never do at a poker table, we are going to get into today. Before we get into this episode, I just wanted to say, finally, the Underdog Poker online store is up and running. www.underdogpokerstore.com. Get your hats, your sweatshirts, new t-shirts, and more. Go check it out right now, and let's get back into the episode. Things you should never do unless you want to be the biggest villain in the entire poker world. One of the biggest pet peeves in any poker room to any poker player is when you're all in, somebody calls, there's a raise, a re-raise, everybody's all in, tons of money, right? And, standard, aces versus ace-king, aces versus kings, kings versus ace-king, whatever it is, right? You have that one player, he goes, I folded king deuce suited, thank God. Nobody cares. Never be this person. In reality, you sound like a jackass. But let me just show you what you actually sound like in a different scenery. You sound like this. All right, so I'm going to use my, my redo. I know this guy's telling me he folded two of my outs. That means I have a redo, right? All right, dealer. I'm gonna use my redo, please. I know I just lost my entire stack to aces with my kings, but this kind gentleman said he folded one of my outs, and I imagine he told me this because I can get a redo, right? I'm sorry, sir, but those chips go to this player. There aren't redos. This guy's just a jerk-off, and that's the cage where you gotta buy more chips. I'm sorry, sir. I said that to be an ass, and now I have to do the walk of shame and get more chips, and I don't get a do-over. That's exactly what I'm saying, sir. I'm sorry. This guy's just an attention whore. All right. Number two. This is even worse than number one. This is something you should really never, ever, ever do. This is, like, if I could make the law, if you do this in a poker room, you should be allowed to punch the person in the throat, okay? You're all in. You're against an all in. The guy's in the tank for 5-6 minutes. Huge bet. You're bluffing. When you're bluffing and someone's tanking, your body's tense. You feel like you're going through a workout. You know what I'm saying? And the player finally makes a call. He's got top pair, weak kicker, whatever the hell it is. He calls. And you show the bluff. Be happy to take the pot. Do not be that person that goes, I knew he was bluffing. I knew he was bluffing. I tanked for 45 minutes, but I knew he was bluffing. Don't do that. In reality, you're the biggest jackass in the entire universe. But even outside of a poker room, this is what you're equivalent of doing. Gotta be honest, man. I've been real happy. No, you have been real happy lately. Who is she? I think I met one of the great ones. One of the great ones. What's her name? All right, I don't want to say anything, but Anne Marie from the neighborhood on 5th Street. Aye. What? What's the matter with her? All right, I didn't want to say anything, but I'll tell you. In high school, my dog walked his cousin's sister's brother. He dated her for 6 months. He slept with her. I don't want to tell you, but 6 months, she sleeps with a guy, she's no good, get rid of her. What are you talking about? All right, I'll tell you the real reason. A couple years ago, I added her on Facebook. She added me back. I poked her. She poked me back. She's no good. She failed the poke test. Get rid of her? What are you talking about, the test? You add one of these girls, you poke her on Facebook. If she pokes you back, she's no good. You're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. Get rid of her.
Underdog Poker.